I've learned more about LCD, the idea of just surrounding the learner with the assets they need, and the contextual part of it. Where are they going to consume this? What are they doing when they're going to consume this content? And I love that it gets out of, hey, we're going to put on an event, we're going to have some surveys afterwards to see if people liked it. And instead, we're going to look, are we changing behavior? Are we increasing skills? Are we helping grow people? One of the things that I read about in the LCD model are these strategic performance objectives. So can you give us an example of what an SPO might look like and how it might combine different content types, skills, concepts, all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, sure. So this is a great question because not only is LCD model about designing those multiple learning assets in a cluster, but it's about changing on the job behavior. So the LCD model is made up of 5 actions, and the first action is literally called that. It's called the change on the job behavior action. And the main deliverable you're creating in that action is the strategic performance objective. Now, for those of you who have been in L&D for a while, I'm sure you've heard about learning objectives. And of course, we set the goal of our program or our curricula at the beginning of our work. What's different about the learning cluster model is that we want to set a goal for the entire learning cluster. So, for that full set of assets, what is our goal going to be? And for us, because we know our end product is delivering these multiple assets across ways, times, and places, we have more confidence that we can actually change behavior back on the job. And so the strategic performance objective is capturing that goal. And so when you start thinking about an on the job change goal, what becomes important there is 2 pieces. What's the business pain you're ultimately trying to solve for? And what would you see differently if the learning cluster is a success on a day to day level for employees? So, our SPO format actually has 2 parts to it. One speaks directly to stakeholders and what they're most interested in, and the other speaks directly to the learners. This is what I would see you doing differently on the job if this worked. So you can imagine, for a time management topic, for example, in the past, our learning objectives might say, at the end of this class, you'll learn the 4 T's of time management. Well, that's great, but what are you going to do with those 4 T's? So in an SPO, not only would we have the class, but we'd have maybe something like Screensteps supporting the in the moment needs when someone's trying to manage their calendar, right? We'd have different assets. Maybe we have some bite-sized videos helping. Maybe we have manager conversations as a part of our learning assets because we know that time management comes down to prioritization. Um, and so you think about those different types of assets, and the goal for that now sounds different. It the on the job behaviors might sound like something around going into your calendar and making smarter choices based on this 4T model. So it's really much more about what you would actually see different on a day-to-day level for a learner.